So I think the weather has subsided a bit. This is a program I have on my smartphone, my other phone, so you can see the moon on the eve of the black moon. There's Leo and Virgo. Now look at the planets. I'm pivoting. So that's what we're looking at there. Now if we come back. That's my driveway. There's our fake planet. Cancer. And there's the moon. Right there. See, it's right here. There's me. There's the lawn. There's the street. And that's what we were just looking at. So there's your black moon. Where's the thunder? I think with no traffic, we'd have the audacity of audio. There's music in the background. Zip. Now where's the noise? Come on, give me some. Come on. So you're looking at Tampa Bay. I'm in Clearwater. We're facing south. There's west. There's east. That's the bay. You know, you go from to Courtney Campbell, to the Frankenstein, down to Gandhi. That bridge wasn't there 100 years ago. Then you've got the Skyway Bridge. There was a collision there. That thing got bashed. It seemed unintentional. Yet, the Ukrainians have been bashing bridges on freaking visas. They come over and they take over the barges and bash them. We just don't do nothing about it. Well, Putin knows what he's doing. So does Tesla. Let's just say it's all alive. We're gonna go to Amanda Ridgway now in Mintaka, Indigo Angel. She's gonna tell you about stuff because she's a goddess. Good morning. We've reached the early morning hours of Black Moon Day, 23 August. I could talk all day about the woman that you're going to listen to, but suffice to say that she takes down grid, she remote views, she partners with others, and has done the Georgia Guidestone readout, then the Vatican, and she just goes all over the world making things work. But she'll be glorified when the time comes. In the 900 million that are here, she must be wave 3 because she knows about the 500 million. She's Indigo Angel, Amanda Ridgway. Listen to this on Mintaka. You gotta go to the Hopi as far as I'm concerned. There's on the Lam, on the Tak, in Mintaka. On the Lam is in the middle. This is gonna be great.
Go BCE on this earth, but essentially the time.
Go to the beginning.
Welcome back to the channel, Indigo Angel. Come on into this dimension and come on into a Guardian update in which I have high-level intel information regarding several enactments and events in which occurred throughout galactic history. According to the first galactic fall over 550,000 years ago BCE on this earth, but essentially
First of all, listen to times, and second of all, I included the definition of a hydra on my cover.
the timeline goes much further into this universal time matrix, but this is when the first accounts were essentially recorded and installed into particular records in certain systems, some on this planet and some off, and where certain things have been basically scribed. So the first galactic fall, which accounts for the fall of Avion, the Lyran Holocaust, and the original Draco-Hydra War, everything occurring within the original Hydra-Draco War, which encompasses the first galactic fall. This erupted from this war, resulting in the destruction of Avion, a planet within the Lyra Vega system, and the original host of the angelic human 12-strand DNA template, as this is what
So we're looking at
Dracos
6
covet
days ago.
and ultimately seek to destroy. As this war unfolded on Earth, this was considered the original and first Stargate hijack on this planet. This occurred at Stargate 10, and the fall dismantled Harmonic Universe 2, initiating the first collapse of divine blueprint transmission routes across galaxies. Now, there were many key events that occurred during this time: the invasion of Lyra, the annihilation of Avion, the breakdown of the Emerald Order transmission and grid, and the WISA systems were essentially plugged in. This was the beginning of the first phase of the black hole reversal field incursions, and also the destruction of Hydra gateways and the Seraphim Holy Womb Gate networks, essentially. These were collapsed. The Hydra biomes were collapsed on this Earth, along with the Seraphim soul lines. This was the original activation of the forced hybridization forced breeder programs on the planet, and this was temporal displacement mechanisms that targeted Hydra, Magdalene lineage holders, essentially, and many others as well. So this information is coming forward because
Hydra,
it's crucial at
Magdalene,
this time
lineage
for
holders.
those of us to basically understand the
Beautiful
importance
word.
of the Guardian Alliance. And
if you were born within 300 years of Mary Magdalene in your tapestry, you're in. You just need to wake up.
This greater mission to recover the Earth out of the controllers of the predatorial and invasive species lines that have dominated and essentially have hijacked this planet as a breeding planet.
Speaking of hijacks, you're going to listen to Lily Nova's dream about Donnie Orangutan. They're sitting there chit-chatting about ETs and whether Trump thinks it's a good idea. That boy's an antichrist. You just got to go to Rev 12, 23 September 2017. Add a few years with the administration of COVID, and you got him, Mr. Tribulation himself, Orangutan Man.
So I want to get in with you guys today and talk more about how the Hydra Draco Wars essentially ripped through the Orion arm and tore open dimensional rifts and collapsed the stability of the entire star sectors within the Orion system. And what began as a covert gate infiltration escalated into a campaign of womb warfare that was targeting of planetary reproductive architecture and the reversal of ley line currents and the erasure of ancient spiritual covenants. And so if you want a little bit more backstory on all of this, please go back and watch a video I put out a month ago called High Level Intel, Galactic War of Hydra and Draco, First Earth Stargate Hijack,
She's
12
incredible.
Permanent Councils. I do go into my personal memory and account of these Hydra records and Hydra wars that, not containing all of the information, but containing enough.
I'd just like to interject something quick about Mintaka as it relates to the Hopi tribe. Mintaka is the third mesa, but as you look at Orion's belt, Mintaka is on the right. So the Earth is flipped since 5,000 years ago. And the Hopi constructed the three mesas in meditation after rising up from Agartha. So there's writing on 4 mountain walls. One is there at Mintaka that shows Matau and the timelines. Then there's Kenya, Switzerland, and Tibet with writings on mountain walls. The word for moon in Hopi land is the same as the word for sun. In Tibet, they have the spirit. So they exchange this information in Inner Earth to authenticate. There's writing on mountain walls, and there may well be 4 tablets that fit together. But I'm referring to the walls. Point made.
Enough to help you to fill in the blanks. So there was 2 key objectives in which drove the Draco invasion. And the first objective was the quest of the Vault of Orion. The Dracos wanted to covet the Vault of Orion, a crystalline celestial record vault that contains the complete and uncorrupted history of Earth, her stargates, and all guardian genetic lineages. This archive exists outside of linear time, immune to AI mimicry and historical revision. And
go back to who Lucifer is. I've discussed it before. He must have been a part of all this. And he's got a social memory complex that's dark. And we vote. That's how this shit got started.
Which the Dracos did not know this at first. They did not
We
know
were
that
5D.
it was immune to AI mimicry. So this vault was essentially protected, and it was placed in points that were scattered across multiple planetary networks, including areas on this Earth in which the Vault of Orion is essentially located. One of those locations essentially being in Germany, and I have spoken about this before. The Rigelian Draco factions sought to close these Earth
Regal
access points and weaponize the vaults using its records to map and dismantle Guardian strongholds, but unable to entirely covet entirely the entirety of the records inside of that vault. Therefore, they work to fight over areas in which contain the actual vault records itself. Another thing in which drove the Draco invasion was the kryptonite core of Draco power. And this was the kryptonite rock
core
that they possessed.
Kryptonite. Okay, this is a longer video, and I'm going to encourage you to watch it. So she mentioned Germany, that's the Aryan, that's Aldebaran. Hitler didn't know how to fight. Vatican I, Vatican II, with Italy, the Frankfurt Club and the Vienna Society. It's our indoctrination. So we're completely brainwashed on this planet. There's really not a 7-day week, it's a 6-day week, running a cycle to 360 with 5 lazy days to get to 365, the throwaway days. Again, this woman will be glorified, because listen to her speak. She has done so much for us in the past few years. I can't think of anybody that deserves more credit than her, quite honestly. And anybody that's with her on her adventures would say the same. So that said, make sure you watch her video and give her thanks. She's on BitChute as well. I don't know if she publishes there currently, but a lot of her good stuff is from there. Thanks for watching.
So I had a meeting with Trump in the stream. This is really important. Like, we need to start putting this more towards the forefront. Like, you really need to look at this disclosure, other dimensional beings, that we are not the only ones in the galaxy. And he was pretty receptive to it. And then right after that,
Subaru! Those Japanese, you know, as a collective, I'm thinking they're the smartest. They're so fucking tuned in, it racks your brain, and I'll tell you why. They wiped out the admirals, and back in the day, sent them home with a couple of shots from the shoreline, back in the days of Admiral Perry. The English guys got schwacked. So the samurai went over to the Sphinx, and they got sick from the viruses and bacteria of the day, the germs, germ warfare. So the rain has discontinued. So this guy knows I'm here. Will he look back? He did. I think he did. He's allowed, line of sight. So the igloos have been in hibernation. This baby got cracked. I had to put it back together. Still dying. I love everybody. That's the standard with no condition. I love you. Love is not easy. Paul wrote about it. That guy's a fucktard.
I like it. I don't need a reason. I like it. I don't need a reason. I like it. I don't need a reason. I like it. I don't need a reason.